Hello. Sorry for the slight delay in starting off there. Had to sort a few things out my end. Welcome back to the first stream of the year, and welcome back to Star Trek Online. Today, well, we left things at an interesting point last time, and if my memory serves me correctly in these things, going to be doing a mission that's going to involve a bit of time travel. And if you've ever seen the Star Trek films, you will know, well, you'll see what happens. Still got to sort out my other Tellarite engineer, get rid of the, well, not get rid of the Andorian, swap her out, keep her on the crew. Now, where do I log off? Ah, yes. I've got to go to the BEPI 113 system. First of all, let's just I'm going to have to do these offline. I'll keep again otherwise. Yeah, clear that off so it doesn't keep flashing and annoying me. Alright, let's take a shortcut to the BEPI system. Just something there, almost ready. Okay. This is quite a fun little mission, this one. The first time I did it, it took me ages, because I kept messing up. Okay, put him on screen. Right. Basically, we're going to do a slingshot around this star. Thanks to some technology, I suppose you could call it, from Section 31 and Franklin Drake here. It's quite simple. This is a tricky manoeuvre, but it's not. Just not if you're not used to it. Oh yeah, and we're going to be cloaked as a Klingon D7. So not only will we have to worry about a comet, we'll take on some Klingons, and basically don't want to mess up the timeline, not too much. Right, there we go. I always find it's best to sort of line myself up. Full power to engines. Start off nice and slow. Get myself lined up. Get the angle just right. There we go. Now, try and keep it as close to the line as possible. Starts off slow, but each time you go for one of these circles it'll get faster and faster and faster until eventually, boom, you slingshot. So, 1, so you've got a nice speed boost already. It's 2, 3, 4. Now, it's quite quick, but I do like doing that. Reminds me of Voyage Home. So here we are back in the past, which for my character, because of his nature, this is actually the time frame he originally came from, so it makes things very confusing.
Attention, unidentified ship. I am Commodore Jacob Ross, in command of the USS Reuben James. We have been searching for a Klingon vessel reported to have attacked a colony in the Gliese system. You fit the description of the ship we are looking for. Unless you can prove you are not, we will take immediate action.
Well, obviously we can't kill him, so it's going to be the ship equivalent of set phases to stun. Yeah. Take out his engines, stuff like that. And just there we go. Okay, so yeah, take him out.
Warning, ship is under attack.
So now, if you come back in a vastly powered ship, you can just decimate these guys if you weren't careful.
Shields have failed.
So take him out. Let's take out his engines. sim done. Stop firing, don't want to blow him up, because that could really mess up the timeline. I'm trying to remember what happens now. Oh yeah, got
To any ships in range, please, we need help. I don't know what these things are, but they're all over the station. They're killing people. Please, you have to help us.
Right. This is Drozana before it got messed up. Okay, let's leave it on that for now. Right, let's find out Davidians and mess them up. First of all, let's improve. What tribble shall I use? That gives me a bonus to resistance and damage, and that gives me experience. So yeah, let's take that one. So where are the Davidians? Oh, there they are.
Enemy targets uncensored.
We've got a support drone, which helps me, and a seeker drone, which is like an assassin type drone. Okay, is that one? Is there any more around here? Nope, is that area cleared? So let's work my way for the station. Well, I think that was we're going to set everything to stun. We don't want to kill people who aren't supposed to die today. Shoot him. Focus fire on that big boy. So what makes things good for the whole engineering team is if you start giving your guys and girls turrets and drones, they all start laying them down and you can just decimate some of the people you're going up against. Of course, if those get taken out, you're in trouble. Where's the next one? Okay, so there's one over there, one to the east, one to the north, one to the west. And the big, come on, let's pick up all these box stuff. Check. Obviously one major downside as well to having all these turrets and mortars is they take time to set up. But if you use your brain, you can just do some serious damage. Okay, so go this way. Little legs. Like here. If I lay down that turret first of all, so I do that one, that one. There we go. Also, I just like the idea of having extra firepower to call in. Okay, so the last one's going to be to the west. There's one to the south I can't get to just yet. Focus fire. Right, that's the main bulk of them. Oh, got another tribble. I don't want another tribble right now. Got enough of those, thank you. Discard some stuff whilst I'm here.
Not attempting to stop us. We hunger. We We must leave. Leave immediately, or I will amplify the time distortion and destroy this station. You will not survive.
Well, that's a new thing. Oh no, I
Hey,
skipped it.
those things are holed up in the lounge, and they've got some of my customers in there with them. The door is barricaded, but a few hits with a phaser should take care of that. Get my people out of there!
Certainly. In a minute. Sorting out some of my gear first. So that's a 6. Let's give it to him. Let's again restock those who need it. Let's give it that. Oh, she's got what's that? Mark 3. Oh, that's not good. Okay. It's only Mark 4. Which give Tebna that. Yes, I know it's scarred. Helps keep down the. Right. So now I can head to the south. Still this weird blue glowy light on, but you are useless. Look, go and deal with those bodies. Okay. You have one target. Yeah, go ahead. Oh dear. Everyone target that bad boy. Angle it just right. I think I'm going to have to destroy those anomalies. Soon find out. Oh, there it is. Keeps moving. Let's move to here. Yeah, I do have to destroy the balls. Good. Nice and easy to do. Yeah. Ooh. What have I got? Ooh, Phaser Pulse Wave. Phaser Pulse Wave Assault Mark 6. Okay, who should I give that to? I'll try and give my tactical the best weapons. Just kind of makes sense, really. Hi, Scotty.
Thanks for the help, friend. What were those things?
You don't want to know.
That spirit snuck up on me. I noticed a spike in triolic energy, and I was working to adjust the station's shields to compensate. I went to fetch a hyperspanner, and I was attacked. If you help me, I can finish my repairs before the triolic energy reaches lethal levels.
Okay.
By the way, you can call me Scotty.
Easy enough then. Up to you. Put your weapon away. There's a bit coming up which a lot of people find very annoying, but it's like a little puzzle where you've got to try to remember what somebody was after. And I forgot to make a note of it before, so I have to sort of go for it blindly again. And if you notice, Scotty was the first person to comment on my odd looking uniform. Whilst it's not odd for me, it is for him.
Just as I suspected, the triolic energy is increasing. We'll be cooked like a haggis if we don't do something about it. There is a wee store on this station. The lass who runs it, Cassidy, said they might be getting a supply of the new quantum flux regulators. The Mark II versions. If we had one of those regulators, I could modify the flux coordinating sensors and use them to modulate the shields protecting the station. That would buy us some time. Go find Cassidy. She'll know where they are.
Right. This is the bit I was talking about. Basically, Cassidy is she's a bit of a nervous wreck right now. But from her point of view, there's loads of ghosts attacking the station. So we're going to find something to calm her down, so she can think properly. However, she's very specific in what she wants to drink. Annoyingly so.
What were those things? They were floating, and then one looked at me, and I feel so weak. And then it lifted me up, and it was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
Are you looking for something from the store? A quantum what? I'm sorry, I'm just too scared right now to think about selling anything. I'm closing down until I get my wits about me. Maybe it would be best if I packed up and went back to Sherman's planet.
You need a drink.
I don't know. Maybe a nerve tonic would soothe me. Can you get one for me?
Sure. Right. Okay. I would like a drink, bartender.
What can I get you?
Yeah. One of your finest nerve tonics, please.
A nerve tonic? Almost every culture in the galaxy has nerve tonics. Most worlds have multiple variations, and everyone thinks that the one their grandmother made is better than all the rest. Look, I tend bar at a commerce station in the middle of one of this quadrant's busiest trade routes. It's my job to be able to make anything you want, but you gotta be specific. I could make you 14,647 different nerve tonics, 18,397 if you're Boolean. So, what kind do you want?
As you can see, we're going to get exactly the right one she wants, because we won't be able to give her every single one of those 14,000 plus nerve tonics.
Tell you what, one of the waitresses should be able to help you narrow down what kind of nerve tonic would be best. Talk to one of them, and then come back. I'm sure we can make exactly what you need.
Okay, so can I believe it's this lady here.
Who do you think you are? First the lights go all strange, then these weird creatures show up, and worst of all, you're here picking fights with my best customers. Look at dear, brave, handsome Captain McQueen here. He could have been killed. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I want a nerve tonic.
Nerve tonics? How can I think about nerve tonics when my sweet Captain McQueen is injured? Well, if you want to know about any sort of exotic beverage, go ask that drunken Scotsman. Lieutenant Commander Scott. He knows more about alcohol than anyone I've ever met. While you do that, I'm going to make my sweet prince all better.
Well, crazy. Right, so Scotty should be... yeah, he's over that side. Speak to Scotty about alcohol.
Did you get the quantum flux regulator?
Yeah. What are you doing up there, Tepma? Get down. See that? You see that? Look what she's doing. She's standing... Right, Scotty, do you know anything about nerve tonics?
Nerve tonics? You don't look like you need one of those. These wee beasties are troublesome, but they're not as bad as a ship full of angry Romulans. Now, I've been known to enjoy an occasional nip of Scotch whiskey. That's the only nerve tonic you'll ever need. Why do you need to know about them?
It's about an old friend of yours, Cassidy.
Oh, for Cassidy. Now that makes sense. She's a bonny lass, that Cassidy, and more than willing to spend a little time with the right Starfleet officer, if you know what I mean. But she hasn't got the stomach for fighting. Is she alright? I hate for anything to happen to her.
Yeah, she's a bit shook up, but she'll be fine.
Glad to hear it. Sounds like she needs something to take a wee bit of the edge off. And that happens to be one of my specialties, along with transwarp transporter technology and warp field mechanics. Cassidy's been meeting me every evening in the bar for a spot of cheer, but I've never seen her order a nerve tonic. Perhaps if I told you what she likes, you'll be able to figure out the right mix. The bartender will help you.
Okay, so what's she like?
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks.
Right. So, okay.
Cassidy didn't like the salty taste of the Albion brandy, but she really enjoyed the fact that it was garnished with a drop of honey that floated on the
Drop
top
of
of the
honey.
drink.
Do you remember that?
Bah, garnish is getting away with a fine beverage. I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. The only time I saw Cassidy ordering blood wine was when she was feeling under the weather. Poor lass. She liked that it was served warm, but she hated those blasted heavy metal lugs the Klingons use. And the potency of it was a bit much for her to handle. A girl like Cassidy needs something with a little less kick.
Okay,
I've seen Cassidy.
This is going to be fun trying to remember all this.
Zalay brought Cassidy a Denevian mead a few nights ago. Ugh, terribly sweet stuff, like drinking syrup. Cassidy didn't like the cloying sweetness, and the wee bird broke out into highs because she was allergic to the fruit garden. I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassie and I got into a drinking contest with a Klingon one night, and we ended up drinking fire wine. It's not as good as Scotch, mind you, but it's better than drinking Warpcore coolant. The next morning, after she picked her... I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassie and I got into a drinking contest with a Klingon. I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Martinis aren't my cup of tea, as it were, but Cassidy seems to like them. She appreciates that a martini should be served as cold as possible, but since she nurses her drinks...
glasses.
I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassidy really likes her Sumerian sunsets, mostly because of the sour taste. I've seen Cassidy order these drinks. Cassidy really likes the little pick-me-up of a drop of Skagarian whiskey, but she doesn't like the wee shot glasses or the silly paper umbrellas. Who ever heard of putting a wee paper umbrella in a...
Right.
I've seen Cassidy...
Okay, this is where the random-ish selecting of drinks comes into play. I really should have written it down. Right, okay.
What can I get you? I'll need some more details before I can make a drink for you. If you need help figuring out what combination of ingredients you want, you should talk to one of the waitresses. What kind of flavor profile are you looking for?
Sweet.
How strong do you want this drink to
A
be?
little pick-me-up.
How would you like this drink to be served?
In a stemmed glass.
And last but certainly not least,
Drop of
this
honey.
should be all the info.
Right. Let's see if this works.
Do you have a drink for me? I love warm drinks. There's... Ugh, this tastes terrible.
Okay, so she doesn't like the taste. Right. Let's try that again.
What can I get you? I'll need some more
So she wants it hot.
What kind of flavor profile are you looking for?
Let's try sour.
How strong do you want this drink to
A
be?
little pick-me-up.
How would you like this drink?
Stem
and last but
glass.
certainly not least,
And
what
drop
kind?
of honey.
This should be all.
Luckily enough, there's not.
What can I get you?
Lucky enough, there's not a load of options to go through. Otherwise, it would be take me far too long. See if I remember it rightly.
Do you have a drink for me? I love warm. There's just enough I love the style of this honey. Oh, that is...
Not bad. The first time I tried it, it took me probably about 5 goes to get that right. There's Scotty.
The right tool for the right job. I'll just start making the adjustments, but I don't know if I've got enough time. You can't change the laws of physics.
I like that line. Even though he knows he said in the text you can change the laws of physics, but he said you can't. So okay. Now this is not much difficult, but it's an easy point for many players to mess up because they try and destroy the comet too quickly. Best thing to do is destroy a little bit, take on the Klingons that come out to basically say what's going on, destroy a little bit more, and keep doing that. Don't try and do everything in one go, because otherwise you'll be swarmed by about like 9 Klingon ships at once. Right.
Ah, a ship from the House of Duras! I am Captain Bavot, son of Warot, and leader of my house. My brother died due to Duras' treachery. I will avenge his death with the destruction of 100 Duras ships. Prepare to die!
Okay, so I've got to subdue him. Put that on. First of all, let's take out the Klingons before I even think about
Warning, ship is under attack.
dealing with Comet.
Target shields have failed.
One down. Spin around, just better just. Where's he gone? Is he cloaked? Well, that'll disable him, good. So now. Yeah, let's just scan it and get rid of it. Otherwise it's going to keep bugging me every time I fly past it. So very slow.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
So each section is, well, it takes a lot more to destroy, but there's less of it. So you watch in a second. That thing will splinter. I think it's 3 bits. And each of those will then split into another 3 bits. Yeah.
Target shield has failed.
Take out the Klingons. You take out the larger fragments and just repeat the process. So go. I'm going to use fire at will too much because otherwise it will get the other 2 and I don't want to do that just yet. Take out those Klingons over there.
Target shield has failed.
I'm doing it as far away from this so I don't accidentally blow up the other ones and then some more Klingon by mistake. Right, yep, I'm good. Now you can start using the big attacks. Like fire wheels, the torpedo spreads. Well, that not. There we go. Just keep an eye in case there's any more nasty surprises. Those ones.
Target shield has failed.
One down. Stop attacking him. Don't want to kill him. Just want to disable him. Do a little impulse shunt towards it.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I mean, in theory, if your ship's powerful enough or you're good enough, you could just attack the comet, destroy it, and then deal with all the Klingons at once. But at the moment, that guy's not powerful enough. Now, one of my other characters, like say my Andorian, then yeah, she could probably ram me. Oops, nothing, got to be careful. Or he's about to ram me. So that deal with him. Happy New Year to you as well. Have I done that? Am I far enough away? to disable it. I don't want to blow him up. Come on. Oh well. I blew him up. Not bad. But lucky enough it hasn't affected the timeline. So obviously he was supposed to die today. Right. Yeah, the first time I did it, I panicked because I thought, oh no, I've messed things up, but it's not come up with an error, so I'm assuming everything was okay.
If you are receiving this message, then you and your crew have completed your mission.
There we go.
Driffin's comet is destroyed, and the Davidians are no longer a threat to the Federation. You've done well. And to prove that I'm not the immoral monster that some make me out to be, I'm going to help you. When you last docked at Deep Space K7, I had some modifications made to your vessel. One of those is the addition of a Borg temporal node salvaged from a cube in the Batron cluster. It's set to return you to our time. Congratulations on a job well done. Drake out.
So I've got Borg technology on my ship. Motherfucker. Right. Obviously I can't report to, Starfleet Admirals about this because it's Section 31, which officially doesn't exist.
Excellent work. I knew I could count on you.
Yeah.
The disappearance of Driffin's comet in the 23rd century will be a scientific curiosity. I have taken steps to suppress information that might reveal our involvement, and I trust that you and your crew will refrain from telling stories about what happened here. After all, we're getting along so well. One thing I hope you'll take away from all this is that any opinion you may have of the immorality of so-called rogue elements like Section 31 is a bit naive. Contrary to popular opinion among some Starfleet officers, we do not spend our days plotting evil and committing random acts of villainy like characters in a bad holo novel. We protect the Federation from threats. Thanks to you, the Davidians are no longer on that list. If you think about it, everything we do is to preserve the freedoms you so enjoy. You should be grateful. Drake out.
Right. He's an annoying chimp. Yes. Yeah, it's the amount of time travel shenanigans that happens in Star Trek is pretty high. I'll take the rifle because it...
Until next time.
3. I've leveled. Let's sort that out. Okay. Yes, let's have that. Make my starship weapons just a little bit more powerful. What does that give me? It'll give me a choice of threat control or hangar. Well, I want to be an engineer, so threat generation helps. And 10% damage is not that great. So yeah, let's go with threat control, because there's certain abilities later that really do give you a bonus one way or the other, depending upon if you're in threat stance or not in threat stance. Excuse me. Okay, so now do I want to go weapon proficiency, shields, or I want to go. How many I've got there? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically, it's going to be. Yeah, I want to have weapon criticals. I want to have endurance training. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then probably another one in shields because that just. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. That gives my weapons just a little bit more power. So it increases my base damage. It increases my criticals, and that basically means how much I ignore shields and armor and stuff like that. But that's better for tactical. But yeah. Ooh, new officer. Oh, I thought it was a Tellurite engineer. Damn it. Well, I do need another engineer. Let's take the engineer Trill for now. Let's see, engineering team, blah blah blah. No. Yeah, okay, just go mature engineer for now. Not now. I'm going to put you on the candidate roster. But first of all, let's give him an improved weapon. Let's see who else needs a decent weapon.
Starfleet Medical has analyzed the reports of the attacks on ship and stations near the Klingon border.
You might,
they've noticed
I was talking to my
all
crew.
of the materials that the Klingons and Gorn were stealing are associated with genetic resequencing. We think that they've started a new augmentation project. We need you to go to the Korvat system in the Beta Quadrant and meet with Kyrurgeon Petrel. He is one of the Federation's top medical researchers. He should be able to tell us more about how far along the Klingon research program might be and what they can do with the supplies they've stolen.
Klingon augments. Oh dear, this will not go down well. Okay, as soon as I finish debriefing my crew admiral, I'll get right on it. Right, where was I? Okay, okay, let's give it to Scotty for now. Yep. He needs a better one of those. What's... Okay, now keep the engine empty one because it gives disruptive damage, especially handy when I'm going up against Klingons. Okay. Anything I can put on the old Apollo for now? Nope, nothing at the moment. Oh, hello, what's this? No. Okay, no point in keeping that. Let's just save that. Right. How far away is Korvat? Okay, yeah, let's go. I'll just dispose of anything crappy as I'm going along the way. Saves wasting. Yes. Let's get rid of that. And get rid of that. Slowly building up the dilithium. Nice amount of credits there. Getting close to 1 million. Maybe just transwarping me. I'm feeling lazy. In fact, I'll probably do that for more often. Oh, hello, what happened there? I got caught in the gravity well at the start. What do you want, cat? Yeah, thank you. I don't see your bum. That was my cat Chloe, by the way. Adorable pain in the butt.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
One going over there, and there's those little guys over just in the middle of the screen there. That cat is the not so much a habit of deciding she wants to walk on screen, but she doesn't like it when I'm talking to other people and not paying her attention. That's the first one. Where's the other one's gone? Swallow shields. Again. Just get rid of that. And get close.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about blowing up with this ship. Invited to being an engineer, and you get a very handy skill later levels. I think it's called Miracle Worker, where you can be down to like the last 5% health. You hit that, and then you pretty much instantly regenerate most of your whole capacity.
Target shield has
It's a great little skill, old Miracle Worker. I'm very tempted to give this guy. Where is it? Where's the skills? Skills. I can't show specialisation yet. I'm tempted to give him the Miracle Worker specialisation to make him like an Uber engineer. Yes, Exile Mage, it has changed quite a bit in the last few years. There's been loads more missions added. There's a new crafting system, there's the R&D system, there's what's called the Admiralty. I'll just quickly show you, I can't have that unlocked it yet. Duty officers, there's loads of stuff. I personally think it's a lot better than it was 5 years ago. It's not perfect, you know, I'm not gonna overpraise it, but I think it is better than when it first started. Definitely. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I've been playing it since beta. Yeah, R&D is pretty good. Again, not a perfect thing, but I'll just show you an example of what you can do in R&D, because it looks like you've not seen it before. So, as you can see, you've got different categories of things that you can actually make. Officer training is how you make the skills that you personally have unlocked, so you can train them to other people, or you can sell them on the exchange, or you can use them to train your bridge officers. Special projects is just for random bits and pieces that crop up every so often. Now here, say for example, in fact actually I'll start it right now. I want to build myself a beam array. Now depending upon, you know, your personal skills will determine how good a quality it is. But here for example, I can make anti-proton. Yeah, the STFQs, they need to go back to how they had them before. The new current layout I don't think works, but hopefully they'll change their minds and they'll do something about it. But so you've got beams, but what you can also do as well, I'll show you all tasks, you can make specific items. No, actually I don't. I wouldn't say they're mundane. They do seem to follow a similar pattern, like a space, ground type thing. But I suppose that's to sort of show off all the different aspects of it. But some of the later missions, and I'll show you what's available now, for example. So at the moment, I am currently on the Klingon War arc, and I am down. Where is it? Where's it gone? See, I'm here on the Ultimate Klingon. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 more missions in. Yeah, Midnight's a great mission. Yesterday's War, Wasteland. A lot of people don't like Wasteland, but I think it's a fun diversion. Now the Romulan arc is, well, the Colosseum. That is both a great mission and an annoying one at exactly the same time. So if you left 5 years ago, this is probably as far as you got up to the end of the Cardassian section. But now you've got Breen stuff to go up against. The Borg, which may have been there, but they've changed it a little bit. New Romulus. Again, a lot of people don't like that, but this was an original endgame area, so this can be repetitive, but it was kind of designed to be repetitive. It also introduces the reputation system as well, where you can get like new gear. Again, I'll show you that in a second. The Dyson Sphere stuff. This arc I like. This for me is when it cranks up a notch and things start to get really good. can go to the Delta Quadrant. I'm not going to spoil it down too much because there's some things in there that are better left if you come across them blind. Iconians, Future Proof, and currently this is the current arc, New Frontiers, which is loads of different bits and pieces. But the reputation system, have I unlocked that yet? No, I haven't. But here, there's loads of different reputations. You can have like New Romulus, you can have the Delta Quadrant, you can have the Undine one. There's loads of them. Those are like the end games, and that's where you can get some of the best equipment. Oh yes, yeah, you get to fly around inside a Dyson sphere. The thing is huge, obviously. So yes, you've missed a fair amount, but you know, don't feel like, oh, I'm never going to catch up with it, because they're always like redoing the events. There's I mean, like for example, yeah, this I still quite like, the Winter Wonderland to get the new ship, which I just finished today as well. So I've got the new Breen ship, and the next one I think is due probably around either summertime. So that's always another good one. The other thing they brought in as well is what's called the T6 ships, and these are more specialised ships, which you can have like pilot ships which are really fast and manoeuvrable. You can have the temporal ships. Oh yeah, and there's more ships as well. Loads more ships. So say for example, you've got the Miracle Worker ships, which are like engineering ones. There's my favourites, the temporal ships. That one there in the middle is like one of the fastest, most manoeuvrable ship in the game. If you've got all the previous Breen ships as well, get all their gear together and just put it all on one ship just for a laugh. So yes, there's a heck of a lot in the game at the moment. If you haven't played it for a while, I say yeah, it is worth. It's worth giving it a go again, even if you decide you don't want to, get any of the ships. There's plenty you can actually get in game. So it's not a perfect system. Oh, don't worry, XRMage. It's I love it when people come in and ask me questions about the game and stuff like that. It makes it fun for me as well. So don't apologise. Oh, hello. And thank you very much for the follow. You know, if I didn't like talking about the game whilst I was playing it, I wouldn't be streaming. It was seeing other people do the same sort of thing, like talking, asking about questions, stuff like that, that kind of made me think, you know what, I'm playing these games anyway, so I might as well stream it, have a chat with people at the same time, and just talk Trek, which is something I love. I mean, fingers crossed, in a couple of weeks I will also be starting my new Star Trek Adventures tabletop RPG campaign. Which is going to be fun.
Enemy target on sensor.
Nice. And yeah, that was the confirmation of the follow. Thank you. Right. Where's it gone? Oh, no, it's later on. Right. Oh yeah, I've got to be careful around here because there's a bit coming up. Which best thing about it, something that I've been doing, and it's not cheaty, but it's. I agree with you that the miniatures are expensive. That's because it's a license. Is I've been playing on Roll20, and that makes the game so much easier because you're doing it all online. That way, you don't have to worry about people. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, this is the bit I was worried about. Right, so I've got to rescue him. Right. Well, cool crud. Right, everyone fire. No. Lag. Oh, another fellow. I'm not even going to try and pronounce your name, Screwjo. I just did. Come on, don't die. Don't die on me. Yeah, phew. Oh, we got an achievement. Yeah, what the advantage of playing online is you don't have to worry about miniatures because you just use like electronic tokens that you can make yourself. My favourite Star Trek video game? I probably would say it's this actually. I mean, I've been playing the game since beta. I've got a lifetime subscription. I've got so many different ships now. It's getting frankly ridiculous. I'm starting to run out of room. But not including this one. One I did like. Yes, Star Trek Legacy. That's the one I was trying to think of. That was a great little game. And thank you very much for following me on here. Another one that I really liked, but it was a very old game, and a lot of people who haven't played it, was actually Starship Creator. It allowed you to, within the game, build, also design, I should say, the ship that you wanted. So you could have like a Defiant class with an even more powerful engine, or an Intrepid class with overpowered cannons and stuff like that. And then you would send it out on little missions. Excuse me, really gassy though. Yeah, Star Trek Legacy was a great game. In fact, I think I've still got it. Yeah, I've still got it. So I just look it up on my game shelf up under. Yeah, that is something I think they should. If they could update Starship Creator, even if they did it just for the visuals, and put it into this game. Oh wow. Yeah, it wasn't the first Star Trek game I got, but it's the one I can remember just spending ages just messing around with it, sending my ship out on a mission. If I remember rightly, I think it came out towards the middle of when Deep Space Nine was available, so it had the Defiant and things like that in it. Right, let's focus on him. Oh crud, he's a Swordmaster. Right, back away, you can do some serious damage. Oh, ploop. It's your own fault, not paying attention. Right. Yeah, so if they could ever bring out Starship Creator integrated into this game, I mean, you can customize your ships a little bit, but I'm talking you pick like a base frame. You keep the stats, so it doesn't change what the basic thing is. Oh my wow, Star Trek Borg! I haven't played that for absolutely ages.
We are grateful for your assistance.
Yeah, did you ever play
If the Klingons are
the Star Trek Klingon game as well? There was a companion product that went along with it, and for a few months I was able to speak Klingon. I forgot most of it, apart from like kapla and things like that, and patach. See, I've got the pronunciations right, it's just to remember what the words are. Okay, not necessarily an unpopular opinion. I haven't watched Discovery yet, which is a bit of a strange one, because I don't have what do you call it? I don't have the service to pick it up. I have watched Orville, strangely, but Star Trek Discovery, I think it's going to be one of those ones I will probably binge watch it in one go. Like Orville is quite good fun. It's not a Star Trek spin-off, but it's obviously you can see there's so many Star Trek references on it. McFarlane himself is a big Star Trek nerd, and so let me just deal with this first. Nope. I mean, the best way to think of it is think of Star Trek Next Generation, but with humour. It's not a comedy show. It's a sci-fi show with humour. But there's some. My only complaint about Discovery is it was a sequel. I was hoping for something, set post Voyager and things like that. Things moving on, but I'm not going to complain about it until I've actually watched it properly. But I know if it's anything that some of the other shows I've watched, I will either absolutely love it and just binge watch it in one go, which is what I generally do with shows I really like. I just binge watch them, 24/7 as much as I can. Or I'll watch 3 episodes, which is my cut-off point for shows I don't like, and just not watch it. But I think it's a bit unfair to compare the two. They're different styles. Yeah, that sort of era. Maybe bringing. If you ever read any of the books, then there's ships like the Vesta, Captain Dax, and things like that. Sorry, the Aventine, which is the Vesta class.
Do you think you can defeat Captain Murthog and then slink away?
Oh yes, I saw that video, and it was actually in one of the
Have our vengeance!
It was actually in one of the episodes. I think it was Voyager that Seth was in. Yeah, seriously, if you want to see a good homage to Star Trek, definitely give the Orville a go. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's perfect. There's no harm in not liking stuff. I'm not being one of those people who turn and say, oh, you don't like the Orville, or you don't like Discovery, or you're more of a Star Wars fan, whatever. I don't care. You like what you like. I like what I like. There's room enough in this universe for everybody to like multiple things at once. What was it, Enterprise? I thought it was Voyager. The problem is, because I've seen so many of them so long ago, they start to blur into one after a while. I'm still gutted though, to this day, that about 5-6 years ago, I think it was, I was on a holiday vacation, whatever you want to call it, to Las Vegas, and at the very hotel I was staying at, they had the Star Trek experience where you could drink at Quark's bar, buy the food, fight against the Klingon and the Borg in like a like a living escape room type thing, where people would attack you dressed as Borg and stuff like that. And I flew all the way out there, and it had closed the week before. No announcements. Even the staff at the hotel did not know what was going on. I was not a happy bunny. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me. The thing is, they still, because they literally only closed it like the week or two before. They still had all the paraphernalia, like the Quark's bar was still laid out. They had one of the original model Enterprise. It's very possible, yeah. It's very, very possible. I probably even sort of maybe stood next to him and gone, son of a. Ooh. Ooh, I can. Oh dear. I will say I have named my ships after things. Like one of my other characters is a Romulan, and I've called him Dylan Hunt, and his ship was his first ship was the Andromeda. So I can't really sort of say to people about not using the original names. Right. Okay. So I'm going to get. Where have I got to get to? Right. And I'm not averse to using your little pop culture references on my ship names and things like that. Like there was one of my temporal operative ships. I gave it the registration number 802701. Now that may not seem important to you, but if you've ever watched a film called The Time Machine, you should recognise what that number means. If you don't, it's the year Yes, I'm not the only one. I love that name, Ticonderoga. I think I've called at least 4 of my ships the Ticonderoga. Just because it's a great name. I think that's what I called my Vengeance on my Andorian. Yeah, I'm sure I called it the Ticonderoga. I know I've called an Akira class that, and I'm pretty sure I've killed a few of the other ones, but yeah, it's a great name for a ship, especially if it's a carrier as well. I mean, quite often I'll sort of, for each character, I'll try and sort of pick up like a theme for their names. Like I said, one of my engineers, I named them all after Egyptian deities. Another one was all science terms, like the photon, the quark, and things like that. Yeah, I think this is actually there is a real life carrier, an American one called the Ticonderoga, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Right, let's just make sure everything's. What's that? What did I get on the last mission? Okay, yeah, that's not really useful for me. Let's get me drones out. I said drones and I hit the mortar. Poop. Okay. Still. This is why I like having rifles as well. Nice long range, especially if they're sniper rifles. What else? What other ships have I named? Nice. Ticonderoga is a class of nuclear-powered missile cruiser. Ah, thank you, Little Tin God, which is a great name, by the way. I also named a few of them ships after, you know, like the British warships, like the Ark Royal and things like that. It's obviously me British. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those names that I've heard quite a few times in like various games, like Legacy and stuff like that. But trying to remember where you hear the names from, it sort of blurs into one. So it's obviously over here they don't really teach us American history that much, which is understandable. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Praise the Google. Nope, no, shields.
Flanking damage detected.
No, heal my shields, please. Thank you. Oh, shoot. Getting a bit of lag there. Anyway. Oh, no, it's icy. Oh, yeah. That's why. Oh, I thought I was lagging. Little legs running. Okay. Oop. Okay. See what I mean about them being very weak, the launchers? Like one hit. Then again, it was a Mark 1 launcher, so it doesn't have that much health. But it's another reason why I want to upgrade my kits and things like that. They will give you bonuses to like turret healths and that sort of thing. So where's this bloody... Let's get my drone out. Remember I've got auto fire on.
Personal shield losing power.
Still listed. There it is. Let's see if remember this time. Put the shield down. Then deploy the mortar. Yeah, it's a funny thing though. We sort of like mock other countries, like, oh, you don't know about that, but it's it's not really fair to do. I expect somebody who was born and raised in America to know British history unless they decided they're going to focus on it because it has an interest in them. We get taught things about like the Alamo, obviously the revolution itself, stuff like that. So it's basically just like the major things. Okay, please don't crash. Please don't crash. Yeah, not been able to sort out the crashing issue when I go into new areas sometimes, but I think it is just because it's downloading like updates and things like that. But fingers crossed, it won't be too much of a problem. Ah, good, it's working. Right, okay. He's going to have contingency plans. Right, I'm going to try to bluff him, entrap him, or trick him. I think being in... I've heard that a few times. Yes, I've got lots of... Oh yeah, I suppose I've got distant cousins in America. All over the world, really. Excuse me. Let's go with entrap him, because that feels more engineering. Oop. Oh, where'd he come from? Bloody hell. He's a big gun. Yeah. You aren't kidding, Zappos. Right. So basically this dude has been messing around with trying to augment Klingon DNA, like what humans did to produce Khan and whatnot. Which, if you've ever seen the episode of Enterprise, that's basically the follow-up to that. All are very difficult to kill. Yeah, I loved how they added that as why, oh, tactical kit. I want engineering kits. Yeah, that was a brilliant idea of how it worked. The augment virus made humans more Klingon-like, but it made Klingons more human-like. Bit of a retcon, but it worked. Also explains that line that Worf said in Trouble with Tribbles, or Trials and Tribulations I should say, with we don't talk about that. See, I've sort of tried to take those, like the previous ones, like Enterprise and Discovery, as alternate universes. Yeah, that Tribble episode's fantastic. I'm determined that when I do my Star Trek game, I'm going to have a Tribble-based episode. It's got to be done at least once.
So very close this time.
Right, oh god, I've got to defeat the minions. This is going to be fun. I think if I had to pick a favourite episode out of Deep Space Nine, it's probably that one, Way of the Warrior, and I've got to get the name right now. It's the start of season 3. I think it's called The Search, where the Defiant first turns up. And she just parks herself right outside DS9 and decloaks and everyone panics.
I don't understand. How did you trap me?
Yeah, I trapped you, mate, because I'm an engineer from Starfleet. You may be a master genetic person, but we've got the technology, yo.
I'll answer your questions, but only for as long as it suits me.
Okay. I'm not going to go for this because otherwise it's just a lot of waffling, gives you a bit of background.
I'm bored with this. I'm done answering your questions.
I ask him one question and he says he's bored. Send him to the brig. Bye bye. Oh, I've got another. Yep. Send back to the. Yeah. This is the other thing I like as well. You see who I've got as one of my bridge officers? I've got the holograms of almost all of the original. That modem sounds you heard was. Well, I'll show you once I've beamed out. I'll show you what that was. I know what it is. It made me laugh and I realised what was causing it. Where is it? See that? Tribble of Borg.
I never expected you would find actual augment research. Starfleet will keep a close eye on this situation.
Let's get with the armour. So yeah, occasionally, like when you strike the tribbles, they make purring noises. And because obviously it's a Borgified tribble, it makes a modem noise.
Congratulations, Commander.
Hey, enough level again. Let's give my guy the funky armour. See that?
Starfleet intelligence needs your help.
1, 2. Oh, the Doomsday device. This is a good mission. It's got one of my favourite sequences in the game in this. Oh yes, In the Pale Moonlight. That's the name of it. I was trying to think of the name of that mission, that episode. Thank you. It's a fake. The Harping torpedoes. Okay, I'll pick up that other alien engineer. Hopefully that'll be an ugly alien. But in the meantime, let's have a look. See, what's all I've got to do? Damage control. I don't really need that too much because I'm an engineer, so I'll get repair abilities out the wazoo. That gives me resistance. This gives me more weapon damage. Okay, yeah, that increases my critical severities, and that increases my critical chance. Let's go with that one, because that eagle. Again, you can respec them later. So, yes, this is a good mission. I like this.
Admiral Quinn says you're the right officer for this job. Have you found Kvolk yet? We need to know what he knows.
Well, no, I clicked on the wrong button.
I don't have anything for you right now.
Okay. Yeah, let's transport. Here we go. Well, that sucks. Yeah, some of the screenshots for this on like the high end. I mean, my system's not bad, and it looks pretty decent as it is. On the high spec stuff, seriously, the game looks incredible. It looks almost like an episode. Some of them. That would be one of my goals one day. Would be to have a machine that can do some real high end screenshots. Cause you just look at this is my current ship, the Apollo. Now, not the most fancy of ships, but look at the detail on it. So imagine what that would look like on a real top of the range machine. I think they upgraded it to like Force DirectX 11, which is probably why you're having the problems. I'm not entirely sure how you get around that, but it is probably worth having a look in some of the settings for the base game itself. There might be something you can do about that, but I've not what's the word? I've not messed around too much with the settings because I've got things just the way I like them at the moment, and so I don't want to mess it up. I'm quite lucky that this when I'm running this on my it's basically a well, when I got it, it was a top of the range gaming laptop. Never used Linux. Let's take out these raptors first of all. Just for a laugh, I'm going to send some. Must remember, do not be near a ship when they explode. Keep at least 3 kilometers away from them. Unless you're in like one of the like pilot ships or something that can really take. Let's take out these parked vessels. Oh, brilliant.
Target shields have failed.
Can't do anything with those. Damn. Well, that was a good time of the year to buy new machines,
Whatever you need, sir.
as I found out to my cost last month when I had to replace my work machine. Because I do work from home as well, like design RPG materials and things like that. And my one decided that during an update it would crash. Turned out because there was a a power cut, and as it was updating, it basically scratched right across the main hard drive, basically destroying the boot sector. So that was fun. It's not a bad job. It's very intense in terms of the old creativity, and yeah, I'm not going to repeat the words that I said. But it was, I can just remember sort of sitting in front of the screen just going, oh dear. But it was so weird, just like, why is this not booting up? Why is this not booting up? I took it to a computer repair place not far from me, and the fellow who worked there, this was just this was an old machine. Well, I say old, it's about 4 years old, and it was working reasonably okay. You know, it wasn't fantastic, but it did the job. But yeah, to just have the thing you depend on suddenly die. I was lucky I had a sort of backup machine that I could order a new PC on. So remember, folks, back up your stuff and then back it up again. I was quite lucky that because of the backups, I only had to.
Your order, sir.
What's the word? I only lost about 3 to 4% of my work. It was stuff that I had made between the last backup and when it died. So now I'm getting to the habit of doing stuff, backing up online until I'm happy with it, things like that. Still got a nice new machine out of it, but yeah, it's like £500–600 I didn't want to spend. But that's why I had the emergency funds.
Whatever you need, sir.
Okay. I need to... You know, look, just barely see under the desk. It's like a child standing there.
Captain's personal log. I have been betrayed by my first officer, a man I considered my friend, Kavok. Why? He and a group of traitors tried to take the ship.
Ooh,
Kavok
I know that
is
pain.
the only survivor. There is also evidence that Kavok sent a coded message to Federation space.
Do it.
I do not understand why a warrior I have trusted with my life would do this. He tried to explain, but I do not need to listen to the words of a traitor. Let him rot in the brig. Ambassador Babat has ordered me to bring him to the Imaga system for questioning. Kavok will die screaming. It is not an honorable death, but it is the one Kavok deserves.
Yeah, you don't like Kavok, do you? I need to go to the brig. No, it's not the Klingon way, but I suppose it's kind of the thing that she's saying is that she feels so betrayed and upset by what Kavok's done that she is happy to let him rot rather than, you know, let him take the honourable way out.
What do you want?
Okay. Right, we need to have words, Kavok.
You are my enemy, but today you are my only hope.
Yeah, it's... Let's just put it this way, some Klingons are more honourable than others.
I will redeem my honor.
Right. Now again, I'm not going to go through this because it's quite a few. But, you know, if you end up playing the game yourself, then I do encourage you to read through it. It's just like, A, I've done it loads of times myself. And B, it would drag the stream on for absolutely ages, which I don't really want to do too much. But basically, the gist of it is, he has a plan to stop the Doomsday Machine, and it requires certain technology. Unfortunately, old Captain earlier, the one who put him in the brig, doesn't know that. She thinks he's basically, you know, speaking to the enemies, the Federation at the time, and, you know, where he's trying to get help, she sees it as basically him giving technology to her worst people. A warrior's death is too good for him in her mind.
Help me. Repair this ship and we will fly it to Imaga together. Then we can disable the energy drain so your fleet can enter. With your help, we can destroy the Doomsday Machine and end the threat to your Federation.
So the Klingons have got the firepower, but they don't have the technology. So we're basically we're doing like a gentleman's agreement between us that we'll get the weapons and then we'll fly it and we'll blow up the Doomsday Machine.
How can I help you?
Right, so I'll go return to the bridge. Yeah, so this is why I've loved starting to stream now. Just like talking about the plot, talking things about Trek and the history and things like that. I freaking love it. Yes, it is the the thing that looks like a gentleman's sausage. Which, and if you've ever read some of the some of it's canon, some of it isn't canon storyline. That was originally created by a race a long way away in the Delta Quadrant. Now, let's just see if anyone else can think of what else is in the Delta Quadrant that's big, mean, and very nasty. If you said the Borg, you'd be right.
Do what you think is best. It's risky, but Kvolk may be our best chance to stop Bavat and this planet killer. I'm notifying all available ships to change course for Imaga. Once the energy drain is taken care of, they'll move in to support you. I don't need to tell you how important it is to stop the Doomsday Machine before Bavat can use it to attack populated worlds. Millions of people are relying on you to save them. I know you can do it. Good luck.
No, it would have been the Hirogen. I mean, the Hirogen are a threat, but they're nowhere near the level of the threat like the Borg is. Now, you can
Understood. I'll join you shortly.
You can sort of deal with the
counting on
Hirogen. You can't really deal with the Borg, despite what happened in Voyager. So we'll go to engineering. Yeah, engineering. Yeah, I mean, definitely the Hirogen. Well, there was, I don't know how true this rumour is, but the after Deep Space Nine, the next movie was apparently supposed to be just that: the Borg versus the Dominion. You know, basically, that the Borg turn up at Deep Space Nine. Kira gives them the smackdown because obviously, you know what happens to Sisko, and then the Borg go off through the wormhole. So I don't know how true that is, but yeah, the idea of Borg Jem'Hadar, that's terrifying. That's another reason why I well, I can't say too much, but there is the next big expansion that they're doing for Star Trek Online is going to be the Gamma Quadrant. They've said that there's going to be like little expansions between now and when it comes out. I think towards the end of this year. Yeah. To be honest, I think it just would have been one of those. We would love to have seen a three-way fight between the Federation, It's Our Lives, the Borg, and the Dominion, just for the sheer spectacle of all those ships going hammer and tongs. And as you say, the Borg Jem'Hadar, that would mess me up. Where have we got to go to? I've got to go to the medical bay. Right. Sick bay. It's a bit weird that replacement parts are in sick bay. But, you know, excuse me. This all makes me laugh. I've got all these people on this ship standing around, literally doing nothing. Yet me, with the shortest legs, I've got to run all the way across the ship. So I've got to go to... is it Bridge? That's a tricky one, because one way you could do it is the way they kind of done in Star Trek Online, have a faction of the Dominion that splintered off from the founders, basically just gave them the metaphorical finger. It's like, we're going to do our thing, and they've still got access to all the technology like the Ketracel White and some of the Vorta. Obviously they wouldn't attack the founders' home planet, they would never attack their gods, but they're not too happy with the peace, so they might accidentally on purpose destroy a Federation ship or Borg ship and things like that. So it's the Alpha Jem'Hadar and the Gamma Jem'Hadar as well. which is why I'm really looking forward to the Gamma Quadrant expansion for this game when it comes out. That's going to be... I am crossing my fingers that they allow me to create a Cardassian officially, because that would be friggin' brilliant. That'll make that. I will be so into that if that happens. Where does it go? Is that the brig? Okay, let's go to the brig. Nope. Alright, bridge. Yeah, okay, it's a bridge. My fault for not paying attention. Where's the... Oh, there it's over there. They have confirmed there will be a Gamma Quadrant
We're counting on you.
Expansion, which, if they do it like they did the Delta Quadrant expansion, I mean, where's the galaxy map now? See, look, that's the area they've got for the Delta Quadrant at the moment. Yeah, I know. It's like, so obviously with the wormhole being, where's Deep Space Nine's there, so the worm, it will be, although it will be on the map probably like here, it will be like where the Delta Quadrant is here. That's a little gap. The funny thing is about the Hirogen as well, it actually mentions it in one of the episodes. A lot of their advanced technology, like the relays and stuff like that, didn't belong to them. They just were the first to claim it, and apparently that helped to give them a little sort of technology boost. Why they became, not warlike, but why they became one of the more feared non-Borg entities in the Delta Quadrant. Still beats the bloody Kazon, who in my opinion are the most worthless race in existence. Yeah. I don't know how true that is, but it was one of those, I mean, after a few years you pick up so many little facts and things like that, you forget which stuff is true, which was just a rumour. Yeah, Kazon sucked donkey nuts. There was an official, was it 7 of 9 who said it? The Borg didn't even consider the Kazon worth assimilating. That shows you how bad they were.
Ah, you're here. I think I have a solution to our problem.
And no
we need to
spoiling
land on the
certain
planet
bits.
to take control of the
You know the
energy
bit I'm
drain,
talking about.
but
No
you
spoiling
would
it.
be noticed instantly. I've replicated a holo-emitter used by our intelligence services. It will change your appearance and voice to that of a Klingon warrior. I have enough devices for you and a small away team. Go ahead, try it out.
Yeah, dear compa.
Kapla! Leave the holo-emitter on for now. Get used to it.
Van Zyl to boarding parties. The captain is using a holographic disguise. If you see a Klingon moving toward the bridge, do not fire. Repeat, do not fire.
Good thinking. Don't want to be shot by my own crew. So, yeah. Me as a Klingon. Even though I'm still sort of pudgy-ish. Yeah, I could tolerate the Ocampa. I just think, they could have done better than the Kazon. I just would have loved to have seen a proper, full Borg planet. Now, not the Borg homeworld, because that would just sort of take away from their mystery and make them less scary, but just a planet that had been completely assimilated by the Borg. That would have made my day. Yeah, I think I'd probably be the same myself, Kapla. Yes, him. Yeah, especially after the amount of crappy food I ate over Christmas, I felt like him.
I'm monitoring communications from the planet. They're not... We need to scan.
Yes, I know. Right. can't go to. Oops. Yes. Yeah. I think there was one. I've completely forgot what the E was. Yeah. The Sovereign, when you see Earth population 9 billion or Borg.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I love First Contact. It's probably one of my favourite Trek films. Very closely followed by Wrath of Khan and Voyage Home. Depends upon what sort of mood I'm in. I think I like all three of those equally, but First Contact just edges me out. But that's because I love the Borg. They're my favourite enemy race. It's like best of both worlds. That the second point, we know it's got Riker
Minimal
just
damage,
standing in front of
Captain. All
Locutus,
systems are functional.
and he just turns around and says, "Fire," and then the episode ends. The first time I saw that, I was pointing and swearing at the
Bhavat
TV.
must have upgraded the security. Scanning the generators now. I have the data. We will need
Generations
to
wasn't
load the
bad.
control
I didn't
programming
dislike
to all
it,
3
but
generators.
it's not.
After that,
I would say my
we can change the
favourite.
command
It's not the
codes
worst,
from a
but it's not.
terminal on the planet's surface.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be sort of generous towards films. I know some people turn and go, "Oh, I really don't like it." But yeah, following on from saying about Best of Both Worlds, I actually had a really disturbingly vivid dream, and that was very similar to Best of Both Worlds, where it ended up with me talking to Riker and saying, "I'm going to do something that should have happened years ago, destroy the Borg." And then it had that same dramatic music, and then I woke up, and for about a few minutes I honestly thought that was a real episode I was just remembering. Yeah, it's like even like the new Star Trek films, you know, like Into Darkness and things like that. They're fun. They're not my personal favourites, but they're fun. Is it Into Darkness? Yeah, Into Darkness though, I think redeemed itself from being a mediocre to being really good with the Vengeance. That ship was, you know, you can hear it screaming through warp after the Enterprise. Yeah, Into Darkness, that was... I mean, I can just remember seeing that scene of Vengeance just tear up the Enterprise. It's like, shut up. Yeah, again, that's the thing, I think a lot of people get too into the films.
Target shields have failed.
I just... Oh, yeah, that in IMAX would have been amazing. I think the first one I can remember seeing, the first Trek film, was Wrath of Khan. And, you know, I was only like little lads at the time, and I must have been sort of maybe 8 years old, maybe 10, around that sort of age. And when you see the eels crawling up Chekhov and I forget the other guy's name, face and into his ears, I freaked out at that point. I really freaked out, because the whole idea of things going into my head and stuff like that is something I've had a major phobia of ever, well, as long as I can remember. Thinking about it, that film probably contributed towards that phobia. Terrell, thank you. But again, Wrath of Khan, one of my favourite films. Plus also, this is SETI Alpha 6. Now, it took me a few years to realise that it was actually a sequel to an original episode. I believe it was Space Seed, where you meet obviously meet Khan for the first time. So tying it into an old episode like that was when I first realised that's what it was. I talked to my family about it, kind of like my mum or my sister. So it's like, yeah, it's an original episode. It's just like, what? Yeah, one of the original ones. It's like spacesuit.
Target shields have failed.
There's your drone. Come on. I would love to have seen First Contact in IMAX.
The generators are under our control now, but you're...
I think this is where... Yes, it's. I think it might be the next part is the pit I was thinking of earlier. But I'm going to stay online at least until that bit's done because it's such an excellent mission.
Is simple. Find a control console and change the command codes. Then Bavat won't be able to stop us from shutting down the energy drain. There are 2 consoles. The Alpha console is staffed by an officer who might be willing to negotiate. The Beta console, let's just say that Commander Talk prefers fighting to talking. The soldiers here shouldn't challenge you, but be careful of the TARs. The hollow emitters won't fool them. I have another task to complete. Meet me back here when you are done with the command codes.
Yeah, my nearest IMAX is about an hour and a half away as well. Ship. Nice. I think actually as well, First Contact was probably the first one I can remember seeing in the cinema. The rest of them, they always showed on TV and stuff like that. But I think that was when I sort of realised that, yeah, I like Star Trek. I was just seeing that in the cinema. That first sequence when it zooms out from Picard and you see how big the Borg cube can really be. I think I've seen all of them in the cinema, with the possible exception of Beyond, because I had the chance to go and see that in cinema, but I unfortunately had something the day before that was majorly disagreeing with me, and I didn't want to take the risk of I won't go into too much detail, but you can imagine why I had to decline. Also, not gonna lie, but I think First Contact also had probably one of my favourite sequences, the launch of the Phoenix. That whole bit where doing the countdown, he starts panicking about the music, and then everything just kicks in. Yeah, that's the one. Magic Carpet Ride. It's a great tune. By Steppenwolf, I believe it was. It also ties in quite nicely into one of the episodes of Enterprise and Voyager as well, surprisingly. Because at the beginning of First Contact when they blow the... what's it called? The Borg cube up. Not cube, sorry. Oh, hello. You try and post a link there? I forgot, sorry about that, I forgot that was the default setting. Naughty Moobot. It's probably been a bit too aggressive with the. I have to have a look at those settings. I've had it before on a few other streams when I've tried to talk to someone, typed in something that looked vaguely like a link, and it timed me out for like 20 seconds. It's strange. I could sneak around, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I can understand deleting the link, but it's very strange. I shall definitely after the stream have a look at tweaking Moobot settings. Come on. Right, which way should I go? Let's go this way. Where to get to? Okay, the north side of the complex. Now, I could do subtlety, but sod that. Oh no! Oh, well, so I misunderstood that.
Captain, I've been monitoring...
Yeah.
The Empire will prevail.
I think I've got... Yeah, I have got the entire collection of Deep Space Nine. Plus a couple of seasons of Voyager as well. Voyager had some good episodes, but... That's a good way of doing it. You get to watch the episodes. I mean, now obviously you've got things like Netflix and stuff like that.
I see your mission was successful. Excellent. Mine was as well. I have smashed the device that B'vat used to control his doomsday machine. The planet killer is now as dangerous. Meet me back at the ship.
Yes. Right, so we've got to head back to the ship. Where's the ship? Sorry, let's take a shortcut. Yeah, it was definitely my sister and my mum who got me into Star Trek. Didn't realise it, but it was just like, you know, she used to watch the original series, and I can still remember when like the first episode of Next Generation was on, and they did the like the saucer separation. It was just although if you look at the original episode for Next Generation, you compare it to stuff like you know, not the Visitor, Inner Light, for example, stuff like that. You can see the quality has vastly improved. Do I? No, I'm not going to risk it. Do this next mission because I know what's coming next. That's probably one of the best cutscenes in the game as well. Yes, I will completely agree with that. Mission at for anyone who wonders what I'm laughing at, Mission at Farpoint was one of the most TOS episodes not in TOS. Yes, completely agree. Let's try to think what other episodes I've I know a lot of people didn't like them, but I found some of the Q episodes quite amusing. But again, that's because they, you know, think about it, one of the, I think it's the second or third Q episode that introduced the Borg. You know, where we basically dropped them really basically in front of the Borg and went, "This is the Federation, hello," and then disappeared. Although there is a theory that by doing that, it actually accelerated the... Yeah, it definitely would not work without John Delancey. It accelerated the, should we say, technological development of the Federation, like the Defiant project and stuff like that. And there was the, I think it was either a short story or a fan theory or something that said that Q was doing this deliberately to sort of, for something. I mean, if you like Q stories, there's a series of 3 books, like Q Strike and something like that, that goes into like the history of Q himself, and also to, you know, why he's treated the way he is and things like that. It's, I can't say too much more, but it's not canon, but as far as I'm concerned, it is.
You? You stumbled into my trap in the briar patch like a blind Grishnar cat.
John Delancey is perfect for Q.
Luring Starfleet ships to my testing grounds. The Doomsday Machine will destroy them. It will create glorious, endless war and strife. And it is all possible because of you. Your naivete has been a great help to me. Thank you.
No!
Don't sit there.
Allow you to
I can't get to the
dishonor
mouse when you
the
sit there.
Empire with your thirst for
Oh,
blood.
don't moan.
We face our enemies as warriors, B'vat. We do not massacre innocents
stink.
with machines
Movie
of
back.
death.
There are no innocents. There are only the strong
She's now
and the
sulky.
weak.
Are you strong enough to fight your own weapon? I have destroyed the device controlling the Planet Killer. No one is safe.
This isn't over. Warriors, attack! Joel, Ichu!
Yeah, I now have a sulky cat. It's quite easy. Take these guys out. Some minor. See? Nice and easy.
Captain, Klingon comm traffic just spiked. B'Vat's forces have lost control of the Doomsday Machine, and they are scrambling all available ships to try to stop it. I've been in contact with Commander Burgess. Now that the energy drain won't affect our ships, the Starfleet Task Force is inbound. We need to get back into space as soon as possible.
Here we go. This is the mission I've been waiting for.
I see it. B'Vat's Planet Killer is here. Maybe it has a weakness that we haven't found yet. We need to run.
Was it? It might be the one after, actually. We're getting close to it. And yes, this is the... Oops, don't get too close. The thing shaped like a gentleman's sausage. Oh, some of these glitches do
Structural
make me
integrity
laugh.
holding, sir. We're shook up, but we'll be okay. Captain, there's an unauthorized shuttle launch. It's Kavok.
Here we go.
Hail coming in, sir. I'll put it on the main screen.
Stay where you are, Captain. I'll handle this.
Kavok, turn that shuttle around. You'll be killed.
My life is of no consequence, but my honor. No, I must do this. Destroying this abomination is the only way to redeem myself.
Make your
Farewell, Captain.
Don't stop.
Koi, Kalis, Pug, Blood, koi puk be pu yak o mat o she shu gui se ma chu me ma shu managich ba ko chu ni be yin ma jak wo ku van ma he vech et
Sing along if you know the words.
va pumati pupare ma shutak kuma me pu shuta ma o.
Move your butt, madam. No, you can't sit there.
I'm reading significant damage to the Doomsday Machine, sir. But it's still active. Captain, we still have the Harpang torpedoes. They might be enough to finish the job. The machine's hull is solid neutronium, so targeting it won't help. We'll need to fly in front of the Doomsday Machine and launch the torpedoes down that thing's throat. The fleet will be here to help distract it, but we need to be careful. If we're in front of it when it fires its anti-proton beam, we won't fare any better than that moon did.
Probably my favourite cutscene in the game. Right. This is where it gets interesting. I've basically got to park myself in front of that, launch off a Harpang, and GTFO before it blasts me. So, I've literally got to fly down its throat. So I'll take a run up, and then position myself. And then get out before it. Like that. So don't be at all surprised if I die a lot in this mission. Yeah. Lucky enough I've got the Federation on my side in this one, but makes me laugh. I've got a ship here. Oh, good evening. Got quite a few people in today. I'm quite happy with this. No. And I've blown. I mean, to be fair, this ship I'm in is probably one of the weakest ships in the game. No, it's not like a Federation ship that can tank, or a Romulan ship which has got funky abilities. No, it's basically a fighter, an advanced fighter. Yeah, that would be a perfect song to. Yeah, it's basically a Klingon starship. Right, hang on. I'll wait until he blasts. So if I just park my bum here, position myself. Well, I won't say I'm getting famous, but you know, so a lot like people coming in and having a chat. It's always welcome. Right. Oh, a torpedo. So I think I've got to do it twice more. Let's get out of here before it blasts me again. And whilst the Harpang recharges. In the meantime, I'll blast it. Just because he's getting on my duty dog.
Target shield has failed.
That also fire. I should attack at least the mini one. Get in range. One more. Ooh. Get out of firing range. Just skimmed my oh damn it, I wasted it on the bloody raptor. Poop. I'm about to die again. Oh, that's my own fault. I thought I'd target the Doomsday machine, I hadn't targeted another raptor. Also, that would explain why I wasn't doing much damage to the other ships, because I was on balanced power levels. Oh, bloody hell. Boom. Oh well. Yes, that line. To be or not to be.
Captain, Commander Burgess is patching a subspace signal through to us. The message is from Kronos, sir. Routing it to the main view screen now.
Remember, you can't appreciate Shakespeare until you've heard it in the original Klingon.
Captain, my name is Kamen. While the Empire realizes that you played a vital role in defeating a threat to both our worlds, I am afraid I must insist that you return the ship you stole immediately. I would not want to have to escalate this into something that we will both regret. The battle is over. We do not need to begin another.
Yeah, I'll return the ship, but it may need a little bit of work done to it. There might be a bit of a scrape on one of the nacelles.
It might be best to do what he asks, Captain. The fleet's in no condition for a prolonged fight, sir. And honestly, there's not much about the Bird of Prey specifications that Starfleet intelligence doesn't know already.
And we know why that is.
We did what we came here to do. Let the Klingons have their little victory, and the fleet can take you and your crew back to your ship.
We all remember that one that crashed in San Francisco Bay, don't we, children?
The important thing is that the Doomsday Machine was destroyed. I'm sure Commander Burgess will want to congratulate you for a job well done.
Yeah, let's warp out. Yeah, those Klingon ships are very manoeuvrable, but they're basically glass cannons. I think the way you're supposed to interpret that is that
K'Volk's loss is unfortunate.
Not that he was
did
Klingon.
what he believed he had to do.
Yeah.
In the end, he died with honor. Fortunately, you were able to destroy the Doomsday device
Let's
and end the
have
threat of Bavat's weapons programs.
the Harpene, because that's always
We probably
that's a very
haven't
good
seen the
launcher,
last
actually.
of him, but at least now he's disarmed.
And an
At
alien
least as
engineer.
much as any Klingon, that
Yeah,
is.
stop yakking on.
Congratulations, Commander.
Now that is one ugly mofo. I'm having him on my away team. Yes. As I say, it's human is a he, you know, don't want to assume someone's gender. Okay.
Starfleet Intelligence has completed its initial
Yes,
analysis
yes.
of the data you found in Amar Singh's laboratory.
Right. So
Preliminary results show that Singh wanted to use a combination of Klingon, Augment, and Gorn DNA to create his master race.
Yes, that was it, yes.
But that his initial results were less than encouraging. What troubles Starfleet Intelligence are references in Singh's notes
got
to
talent.
past events. Since Singh has said his employer was interested in time travel, do you think he and Bavat could have been planning
Yeah,
on manipulating
basically the way
timeline
they've
for their
done
own
it is
ends?
Alien is generic
We
for
want you to meet
everything
with the
else,
USS Kirk.
and is very
It has
random,
thwarted
as you
several
can see
Klingon
from
attacks on medical facilities in the past few weeks.
this
They may have another piece of the puzzle.
weird chap.
The Kirk is on a routine patrol in the Hiromi sector within the Beta Quadrant.
Okay. City on the edge of never. I wonder if anyone can spot the what might be happening in this mission. Okay, so let's accept that. And first of all, I need to equip my new guy. What's he got? Jemir. Right, let's get you some that one. Yep. I need to give you a semi-decent weapon. And as is tradition, it needs to be a rifle. You can have the plasma one, and every crew member has a triple. It is the rule. So you can have one of mine. You can have. No, I need to keep that. Okay, you can have that one. Okay. Actually, let's give him that one as well, and the shield. That would not surprise me if they did that. But my XO, I think, I'll have a look in a second who I decided my XO was going to be. Where's he gone? Because you can sort of choose who that is. And whilst I'm here, just so you can use all these abilities. Congratulations, you've just come aboard my ship and you've now been promoted to Lieutenant Commander. Welcome aboard. And one of those as well. Ooh, is that a weapons malfunction? Ooh. Yeah, you can have that. It's not fantastic, but it'll fill up the gap. Let's give him some wine. Yeah. He's a Tellarite, he likes to drink. He's a space dwarf. Of course he's going to like that. Yeah. It's like, welcome aboard the ship, you're now Lieutenant Commander. Right, where's it? Okay. Right. See, haven't got that's all space points. Okay, can't get anything Captain yet, I need to spend more. Let's have a look, see. So that one is shield regeneration. And that makes my shields harder. Damage control, that increases my regen rate. Again, not a major issue if you're an engineering type. That's more appropriate for tactical, but it's handy to have. It gives me more damage to my torpedoes, though. That's good if you've got like one of the very fast manoeuvrable ships, because it's you always want to try and play to your character's strengths or weaknesses, but you don't have to. If you think, oh, I'm a science officer, but I'm not hitting anything, then you can start putting your points. You can customize your characters basically the way you want to play it. Some people say there's an optimum route or there's a perfected build, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's playing it, not them. Right, hull restoration, hull capacity. That's more for transfer of energy. No, I've already got that. Nope. Drain expertise. That's very handy for science ships. Okay, for now I'll just go with shield regeneration. As others, I can change it later. I mean, what I generally tend to do is myself. I will have a build that I will follow to begin with, but quite often I'll deviate from that, quite quickly. It's just so I've got like a baseline thinking, right, I've tried this before, this will be a bit more, I myself personally am not so good on, say, like manoeuvring, so I might want to have something that will help to balance that out, whereas you might be really good at moving the cursor and stuff around, so you think, right, okay, I need something that's going to do more damage to offset that. But you play the game how you want to play it. It's actually surprisingly difficult to completely gimp yourself, so let's get rid of those. Don't need those just yet. Okay, let's go to who's JFS. No, I'm not that far from it actually. So that's transport. Yeah, I think metas can make the game boring. Now, granted, there are some people who really, really push the the DPS charts and things like that. And if you want to do that, more power to you. It's fantastic. You don't have to. But I suppose it's a way of sort of extending the game for yourself. Thinking, right, if I'm managing, I'm not going to pull a number out my butt here, 1,000 DPS, for example, you might think to yourself, right, how can I push that just a little bit further? And for some people, that is the end game. It's just increasing their DPS as much as they can. I think what I'll do is I will do this mission, and then after this, then I'll may end the stream, because it's coming up to 8:10 for me. Although I am trying to make the streams a bit longer each time, but I just don't want to be doing it too much.
This is Captain Phelan of the USS Kirk. We are under attack. We have been boarded and need immediate assistance.
No problem. Okay, no problem. Welcome back.
Warning, ship is under attack.
No, it's not. I'm just on red alert.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shield.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I forgot to equip my new torpedo. It's a shame because that's a really good torpedo. You can't do torpedo spreads with it, unfortunately, because it's like basically one giant torpedo, but it makes a good butt torpedo.
Floor shields failing. All integrity.
Ooh, hello. This is where being an engineer comes in handy.
Right shield failing.
Yes, I know, thank you.
Target's shield has failed.
Ooh, about 1 million phaser damage. Nice. Before I board the Kirk, I'm going to equip that torpedo. Otherwise I will forget. Not just now. I need to equip that torp. Where's she gone? Where's it? Oh, there it is. So as you can see, it does quite a bit of damage, but it's a Starfleet Academy. I haven't played that in years. Yeah, they need to bring out a decent, proper, like single-player Star Trek game again. I think. Yeah, this will place my butt torpedo, isn't it? Okay, save that. Yeah, XR Mage. I know you said you were earlier you hadn't played it for a while. Something you can do, which is really good, is you can set up different configurations and loadouts. So if I knew I was going into a mission where I was fighting, or a particular type of enemy, I could configure the ship one way. If I think, I need to have a ship that can move faster, you can again configure it slightly different and then just change between your loadouts. So that's something I really enjoy. Right, let's beam to the ship. Okay. Well, right. I need to change that to Tebma. Where is it? That's it. Very easy to switch between loadouts. You literally I don't know if I can do it on here, but let me show. For example, I will create a new loadout slot and I'm going to call it test, which is what I quite often do. Is, for example, I think there is a delay between you switching the different loadouts, so you can't, for example, do one then 5 seconds later do another one, 5 seconds later do another one. But you can also change your UI trays as well. I mean, for example, I'm going to move that to there and I'm going to save it to test. Okay, I'll move it back and you see it's switched to main. Now let's see if I move that one to there. You can see, for example, the little icons have changed. Now watch that. Watch this icon here. I'm going to click on main. Now imagine that would be for stations, the skill settings as well. Oh yeah, that's something else. Once you've learned this, once your bridge officers learn a skill, they don't unlearn it, and you can switch between them as part of your loadouts. There's just so much added to this game now compared to. You've got specializations as well. Command, which is for like buffing up things. Intelligence, which is good for science vessels. Miracle Worker, good for engineers. Pilot, that's good for ships that can move fast and stuff like that. Temporal Operative, that gives you funky abilities. It's like a cross between, yeah, they do the loadout trades, they do the bridge officer abilities. There is a couple of things they don't change. I don't think it changes. Like you see the settings. Excuse me. Really, she knows it. Like you see down under this where the cursor is. These, I don't think it changes those when you set the loadouts. But by default, I always leave it on attack, so I wouldn't notice. I think there's only one ship I've ever changed these settings on, and that was my Vesta. But that's because it was a ship that having a high auxiliary. Auxiliary. This one here. It benefited the ship to have a really high auxiliary rating. But I've not tried that. But as I say, there is a delay to stop you from spamming it, so you can't go boom, 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 which is fair enough. But also as well, if say for example this bit of equipment was in the bank, you can still access it. I mean, I'll show you on here. So let's say for example I realised, oh crap, I've left my really powerful phaser back in my bank. I can click on this and it will show you all the ones the game knows I've got and where they are. So that for example is on the aft weapon. That's in my main inventory. That one's already equipped. I think you have to actually go to your bank first for it to load up so it knows where everything is. But once you've done that, you can literally summon it from your bank. So what's going on? Oh, I'm being attacked.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Can't remember how many each ship can have. I think it's like around about 2 or 3 loadouts. You don't really need more than that. But if you do want more, you can get them through the Zen store. But they're not needed. You get like 2 or 3 for free. Something like that. Where did the ship come from? It does. Back torpedo. I'll flap around this time. I'll beam onto the Kirk. Yeah, so the vast majority of the changes they brought into the game have actually been acceptable, but there has been a couple that I didn't personally agree with, like the way they've laid out there you go, the ugliest crew, the ugliest away team in Starfleet. Yeah, like the way they've laid out the STFs and stuff like that, I'm not too keen on that, but I have heard they're going to be tweaking that as time goes on, so fingers crossed they will listen to the players on that one, but it's not a major issue for me if they don't. Excuse me. Right. Oh yes, a new area. It always gets a bit funny when it does this. Come on, don't crash, please. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Yeah, good. Yeah, you see those screenshots. That's the sort of quality. Those are all in-game screenshots you see when they're on those loading screens. So, no, if you really want to see what a pretty game is like. Oh, hello.
Enemy targets on sensor.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Oh look, Starfleet crew actually doing something, not just standing around twiddling their thumbs. Well done. Can I go this way? Let's clear these ones out so they don't surprise us later. Oop. Yes, I know. Let me get out of the blast zone, thank you. Yeah, like weapons malfunction. Basically I sort of send like a pulse to their weapons and it takes them. No, it's not so much crash, but occasionally it will, especially if it's on an area I've not been in before, it does sometimes hang for a fair bit. But, okay. Not only is there a rock in the middle of a starship hallway, but it's floating. I have to have a word with maintenance. See that looks sort of reasonable, but floating rock, yeah. Okay, so Captain Felin, where are you? Right, I'm must have been. I've had one where there's been a rock floating, you know, like up near the ceiling before. Like no supports. I mean, you could sort of RP it that rock was left there.
You're coming with me, Kuvamach.
Yeah, oh, bloody Moobot. I'll have to see if I can turn that off. Okay, what was the question? Yeah, sorry about Moobot deleting your message. I am gonna, before the next stream, just tweak its settings. It's been a little bit too dumb, yeah. When did it move to an Arc Games launcher? God, that's got to have been about a few years ago. I know there is a way you can set it up so you can go directly to the program, but yeah, it's yeah, it must have been about 2-3 years. Yeah, that's Moobot being a bit too aggressive. If you only played it about 5 years, last time you played it was about 5 years ago, and you had a previous account, I would recommend getting in touch with their customer support, because you may be able to recover it and link it to the way they've changed it, because they've changed a lot in that time period, so it's probably...
Glad to see you. We could use the help.
The account is probably still there, because it's very rare that they delete them. But yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I get loads of free stuff over the years, like I said, like the codes and Neverwinter. So I don't have a problem with Arc. It's yeah. What if you find it's causing you lag and things like that? Let it load up like Star Trek Online, and then just close it.
Since we're stranded here,
yeah, I've picked up loads of freebies over the years. Used via Arc, like I've got the hologram crew. I've got you know, little freebie ships. Like they did a promotion a while back where if you made a charity donation very similar to the Humble Bundle, you got a hologram Lita, which is quite fun. She's a good character, actually. What else did they do? Yeah, I mean, you won't get everything straight away, but they do occasionally do like freebie promos, like on Twitter, and like generally around the anniversary. Like last year, they gave away ships, they gave away costumes, and things like that. Yeah, I think I've got that one, the Mirror Universe Cruiser.
This mission cannot be delayed by a miserable Starfleet Toba like yourself. We will find the secrets hidden in the Kuvamaks' blood and use them for the glory of the Klingon Empire.
Lots of phlegm in Klingon.
Give to my escorts the honor of destroying you. Pray they send you to Breathor quickly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be our way around, mate. Yeah, definitely say get in contact with the customer service people. Oh, workers scavenging down. Because the last thing you want is to lose all your everything you've built up. Even if it was a few years ago, you've probably still got stuff in there you want to keep. What else did I get? I've got so much stuff over characters. One thing I really, really wish they would do is to bring in some way of transferring ships from other characters. Even if you paid like a nominal fee of like 100 Zen or something to do it, so people didn't abuse it. Because I've got ships on other characters I would love to have on this guy, but I know I'm never going to get them again, like the Vengeance. One of my characters has got all the time ships and things like that.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. 4 shields failing.
Klingon ships, fast, powerful, with glass cannons. More powerful front shields, I should hope. I know somebody once set it up so you could control all the ship functions via voice command. That would be crazy. Well, hopefully you hear back from them soon. I mean, they're generally pretty good, but just as... I mean, what I would suggest you do is, assuming you do get your character back, to... I won't be start the game again, don't delete your old character, but start the game again, create a new character, because you've also got Romulans you can play as well, and it will refresh things a lot easier than trying to go back to an old character and you don't know what's going on. I've recently started playing Lord of the Rings as well. I like what I do on Sundays. And I logged back into my main character and I had no idea what I was doing. It had been about a year since I played it. So you're a little bit more tougher. So if I fly past, give you a butt chop there. Yeah, those things are... Those are tough ships. You think, oh, it's only a little ship, I'll be able to defeat it? No, you can't. Romulan ships are surprisingly tough. Ooh, phasing. Yeah, I mean, they don't have like the firepower of like Klingon ships, but never underestimate them. I need to change it on my defaults. Where's it gone? Stations. Tebma. Where's Tebma? There she goes. And my Romulan's got a scimitar. That's a big ship, and it's a mad ship. See? Guardian forever. Right, so I've got to find Lieutenant Paris and protect the Guardian. Also, the Romulans have plasma weapons. You have? Oh, bloody hell, that was quick. Well done. Brilliant. This is when you log in and you find you've got stuff you didn't even remember that was there. Now look at this. This is almost exactly the same as the original TOS episode. Not exactly the same, but yeah, it's close enough. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't think you know, the Romulans I think were about 3, maybe 4 years ago. Ooh. Yeah, I think you probably, last time you played was before the Romulans came in. They're not a full faction. Yeah, logging in, seeing everything you got to pick up. When I created my new character in Lord of the Rings, I had the same things, like all the birthday bonanzas popped up, all the... Oh, that ship's too big, it should not have been put in the game. Stats wise it's nice, but it's I never thought I'd hear myself say this, and this is from someone who loves big ships, it's too big. Which is ironic because in the game itself it's actually smaller than it should be. This thing is bigger than Space Dock. Granted, seeing one parked above you is a beautiful thing. There it is. The Guardian. Yeah, don't expect trying to get the Enterprise J. You're right, the thing's ridiculously overpriced. Because it's very hard to get hold of. Oops. Keep forgetting to take my abilities. Ooh, I've healed 30,000 damage. Yes, that was Ooh, what did I get? I got a nice armor. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Seeing like 5 or 6 J's doing an STF designed for, like my size ships. You kind of do that actually. I can't remember which mission it is. I think it's the Battle of Procreon 5 or Polycon, whatever it's bloody called. So seeing like the proper Enterprise J that should be in that mission, followed by, just look at that screen. That's it. That's the one. Thank you. Look at that. Mirror Universe stuff there. Speak to the Guardian.
I know all. I am my own beginning, my own ending. I was here before your sun burned hot, and I will be here long after.
Who made you?
Seekers in search of a question. Shapers creating a dream. Explorers who believed a universe was too small.
I love the Guardian.
I answer as simply as your level of understanding makes possible.
Okay, but what will happen if Miro isn't rescued?
Her presence in her past alters the river of time. Those who took the Kuvok Maw are conquering before the warriors arrive.
Yeah,
they have brought the weapons of your world to a time that will be helpless to resist them. Your reality, your world, your beginning, all that you know is gone.
Yeah, it's so cheesy, but I know they said that they were seriously trying to do that. What's the word? You know, where you can like scan someone's voice and recreate what they sound like, but it didn't work, so they got someone to do that. It could be better. It's always better, I think, when they have the proper people doing the voices in it, like LeVar Burton doing the voice of Geordie LaForge, Denise Crosby doing the voice of Celia, stuff like that.
Bring the future to the past, or lose the present. You will need your vessel to face the challenges ahead. Step through my portal, and it will be returned to you.
Okay, I think this might be where the mission's ending, as it's come to 8:30. It's also a good point to, I think, end the stream. Yeah.
Am I to understand Bavat entered the Guardian portal with Lieutenant Paris?
Yes, Garrett Wang's in it as well.
That's very disconcerting news. I am contacting Starfleet Intelligence to see what our next move should be. For now, take
Tim
no
Russ,
further
for
action
Tuvok,
with the
he's in
Guardian.
it.
That is an order.
Jerry Ryan as the 7 of 9. The fellow who does Neelix. And I mean, I would love them to get. I know my mind's gone completely blank. So collect my reward. What should I have? I need a rifle. Let's go with full auto rifle, because that sounds good.
Congratulations, Commander. I've spoken with Starfleet Intelligence. Listen carefully.
Plasma disruptor.
You were to use the Guardian portal to follow Bavat wherever or whenever he went. Find him.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that is a perfect point to end it, actually. Went on a little bit longer than I first anticipated, but it's. I had a good time, and I hope you did as well. My next scheduled stream is on Thursday, but it's going to be a little bit later than normal because I'm helping out with another person's stream as well, doing a bit of modding for them. Yes, definitely it was very good to see new people pop up and say hello. I was trying to think what else. So yeah, Thursday is going to be The Walking Dead. I'm trying to do a few single player games on the Thursday rather than just playing MMOs all the time, otherwise I'll get burnt out. And then on Sunday will be Lord of the Rings. I only mod one person. I just the one. But I do like watching Twitch, and I chat and say hello to people. So you probably see my name in other people's chats. So, which is weird because when I go into other chats and it's like my powers no work here. Okay, so right. I should bid you all good night, and if you can join me on the other days, brilliant. If you can't, that's cool as well. And yeah, I shall see you later.